What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Unmasked Podcast. What do you recommend them do or not do as far as like coming out of high school and pursuing a career someday?
And I'm tired of it and zip it all off.
Yeah, that's how I am too. That's so. I think the longest I've ever cut my hair, bro, is like, or left my hair long, is maybe to like right here, but my hair starts splitting down the middle. And it looks whack, and I started looking like Kim Jong-un a little bit, and I really don't like that. You know, I get made fun of a lot.
I feel it, bro. I don't know what happened, a switch flip one day, and I started right here. I got no hair.
Really?
It's bad, bro. It's bad. Oh, man. And so I was like, you know what? Screw it. So I keep myself at like a 1 or a 2 most of the time.
You know what I've noticed? A lot of people that have really nice beards start losing it for them top. What's crazy is like probably 2021, it switched. I had probably like you, I had hair down a little past my ears, full head of hair, couldn't grow a beard to save my life. And it's like I woke up one day, beard came in, hair stopped growing. No shit.
You
just start pushing it downward,
literally,
bro.
It starts coming out like those Play-Doh toys.
Yeah. Yeah, because the last time I saw you or like in person, like actually interacted, you had no beard. I always look like this, so it's never gonna change. I actually bought minoxidil. Yeah, minoxidil, and then my buddy started telling me to take certain vitamins. So I'm gonna see. I'm tired of looking like a baby. I keep telling my wife, I'm like, "Are you sure you like it?" She goes, "Yeah, I love it. You know, keep being hairless." I don't like it, bro.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I can't do it. Are you nervous at all?
I don't think so. No.
I think I get nervous. I get nervous a lot, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to.
Because you know why? I don't want to. Because obviously it's your podcast episode, so I don't want to fuck up your podcast episode. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel.
I was thinking the same thing. I was kind of freaking out. I was like, "What? Like, what's happening?" I've never been on a podcast before, right? But then it's like, I'll be nervous up until it, and then when the time actually comes, it's just like
chill.
Plus,
you have a really you have a really nice tone to yourself. Like you speak very well. So it's that. Yeah, you sound good on the mic. I think I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, look, so what do you think about the title really quick? So I put the Unmasked Podcast episode. It's a little corny, but ChatGPT helped me come up with it. It's laced with lessons, Casey Unboxed. Smooth, right? Smooth. This is the first time I used ChatGPT, and actually it helped me out a lot.
That's what's up.
It created the whole layout that I sent you and stuff like that. So
okay,
it's pretty cool. Welcome to another episode of the Unmasked Podcast. I forget what episode this is. I think it's episode 38 now. So 38 videos of this. Going strong, finally. I've been trying not to take so many breaks now. Today we got Casey. Welcome, Casey, to the pod. Quick backstory. I met Casey back in... When did you start working for Finish Line? It was 2018? 2016? Okay, so I met you back in 2016, 2017. He worked at the cool store. I worked at the non-cool store. The store that I always wanted to go work at, but never got the chance to. I was stuck at the one inside of Macy's. And for those of you that don't know, Finish Line had corporate stores and also like third-party stores. So I was stuck at the third-party store, but I didn't belong there, bro. I didn't belong there.
No sneakerhead really did, man.
No, bro. I didn't belong there. I don't, you know what? I don't really consider myself much of a sneakerhead. As of late, I've been getting lucky. Really lucky. I think once they started getting rid of the bots is when people started really like hitting. But obviously you on the other hand, you've been on quite a journey, my friend.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. So Casey, introduce yourself, bro, please.
Yeah. My name's Casey. Born and raised here. Just moved back for the first time in almost 10 years in around November. So been hopping around a lot.
Yeah, I saw that. I've been on your journey, right? So I've followed you. We follow each other on Instagram or social media, and you've been everywhere from Vegas to the Bay, right? You were in the Bay for a little bit, and then now back in Bakersfield, somewhere in between. Following a dream, just city chasing. Like, what's the deal, man?
Man, I couldn't even tell you, dude. When I was working in Bakersfield, I was running the finish line there for a minute through COVID, and for the longest time, I wanted to be a teacher, right? I was going to college, going to be a teacher, and my boss had asked me multiple times, like, we got positions opening all over California, right? We're growing, expanding, we need people, right? Do you want to go? And I was like, not for me. You know, I don't want to be in retail for the rest of my life, and just deny. And then opportunity comes around, all my classes went online. He asked me again, you want to go? And he said, I'll work with your school schedule. All my classes were online anyway. I got up and I went on a random Sunday, moved to San Jose. And that's where it started.
That's the beginning of it. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know if you remember Alex. Me and Alex had talked about it years ago when we first moved. Like, dude, Casey got his own store. But like you said, you were going to school. You even at one point were trying to get into the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I remember that because we were talking about cutting weight and how you got to be at a certain weight point, body percentage, or body fat percentage, and that's what I remember. And so when I saw you got your own store, I was like, oh shit, like this dude's like, he's taking off with it.
Yeah, that was one of the plans, you know. When I was going through college, I was going to finish college because I wanted to be an officer in the military, right? You go to officer training school when you have a bachelor's degree. And when I was doing all that, I was on the bigger side when I started that journey right out of high school. And my recruiter told me straight up, she's like, dude, you need, for your height, you need to be like 175 lean. Damn. And at the time, dude, I was probably pushing 240, right? I was a big boy. And I was like, you know what? Okay. Put my head down. I buckled down for a solid year, and I went from 240 to 175 in a full calendar year. And that kind of turned into a lifestyle at that point.
You were 240 coming out of high school?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
But you were 240 no belly, though, right?
It was, and that's the weird part is I guess it was evenly distributed because I didn't really have a big gut like that or anything. I was an athlete in high school, so maybe that's why, you know?
Yeah, because I was 220 with the gut.
Yeah.
Different body types,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Obviously. But, yeah, that's what I remember. So you got your store in San Jose. How did that experience work out for you, though?
Oh, my dude. I loved it and I hated it all at the same time because – so I lived in San Jose. The store itself was in Milpitas, which is a little suburb right outside of San Jose, kind of like Bakersfield and Taft, you know? And I went there to be the fixer-upper, right? The store was just in shambles. Staff was trash. Store was trashed. The mall that it was in was not recovering from COVID well at all. And the turnover was just atrocious. It was manager after manager after manager. And my boss, he took a leap of faith. I went over there, and I was, you know, for the first probably 6 months, man, I was turning out employees like nobody's business. I would hire somebody, they wouldn't show up to their start date, or they would last 2 days and quit because the pay was trash, or they would last a week and quit because somebody on the other side of the mall would get shot. It was just, it was bad, man. And I finally started to get a consistent flow going, and the mall itself, thankfully, started to get a little more traction as, you know, we started to come out of the COVID lockdown, you know, restrictions. And a lot of hours and a lot of late nights later, the store finally turned a profit. And that's when I was able to get up and move again. I spent just about a year there, a little less than a year, a little more than a year. And I got up and moved again. So that was... Yeah. And
from there, your journey took you to
Salinas.
Okay. So before we get into the whole Salinas story, we were kind of chit-chatting a little bit before. And mind you, guys, I haven't seen you in 7 years.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more. And obviously, our journeys have gone far apart. But 300 pairs of sneakers, Casey, bro. Now, do you collect? Are your 300 pairs, does it consist of like everything that you want to buy, or like are you getting grails? Are you getting like the important shoes, the expensive shoes, the ones that everybody wants?
I'm getting everything that's important to me, right? I've always been the kind of person that wear your shoes. You know what I mean? I collect shoes, and I'm not going to buy it if I'm not going to wear it, right? I don't have a ton of the fancy collabs, right? The bricks dude, I wanted those. You were lucky enough to hit on those.
Who has a bricks?
Right? I wanted those so bad. I wasn't able to get them. But I would say probably like 85% of my collection is all like GR stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that I would get at my store or at other stores that had them. And it's all stuff that I wanted that I would wear, right, on a regular basis. Because it's always been my thing is if you're not going to wear it, you know, why buy it?
Why buy it? I agree. At the end of the day, you wear your shoes. You don't wear your shoes, they fuck up anyways. Right. So at the end of the day, you have to wear them. You got to put them to use. That's the way I've always seen it too. And with the bricks, bro, I got lucky. Like I told you, I had tried hitting on shoes in the past, and I haven't. L after L after L until finally I was like, well, I'm going to try these. You know, I hadn't bought a pair of shoes in a minute, like Jordan's pair of shoes collabs, and I was like, I asked my wife, I was like, please just be up. Let's do it. You and I both. She hit.
Nice.
I missed, but she hit on the same size. So I was like, cool. I was like, that's. And then the next release, I hit on the Travis. So I hit back to back, and since then I haven't been able to hit on anything else. So it works out like it works like that sometimes.
I gave up. Like if it's a hot collab, right? Like Union, those bricks, I don't even try anymore. Yeah. I've just lost the will. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to pay resale for them. No. I refuse to pay resale.
Hell no.
And so, like I said, unless I have a homie that runs a store that could get me something or they're coming out of my own store, I'm not really trying for, like, any collabs like that anymore. I just, you know, the homies get them, and I get jealous, but I'm happy that at least somebody I knew got them. You know
hey, at least we're a size 10, bro.
Right?
You know what I mean? Being a size 10 is a hot commodity. Mm-hmm. So let's kind of transition a little bit into Salinas. Talk about the Salinas experience for you.
Oh man, I miss Salinas, dude. If I could go back, I would. That was the coolest little city I've ever been in. 20 minutes outside of Monterey. The people there were super chill. It's an older city. It gets a lot of bad rap because it's also a prison town.
Yeah.
But it was super chill. People there are super nice, very welcoming. Was only like the only white dude in that city. Nothing but Latinos, bro.
No way, bro.
Swear to God.
I doubt it.
And
there's got to be one more at least.
I didn't see him.
How long were you there?
Like 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was cool, man. I wish I would have stayed a little longer, but super chill. I really love the people there, the atmosphere. The culture there is just full of nothing but, like, hardworking, dedicated individuals. And like I said, Monterey, about 20 minutes away, I was there. I was able to catch Monterey Car Week. That was a ton of fun.
So at that point in time in your life, in your career, are you just, because you made such a big impact in San Jose, are you just moving over to the next store you can make a big impact on, or is that that's what your job was, your title at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I was a store manager, and the store manager for that location had to be removed, and position came open. My boss said, hey, there's a store opening up down the road. You want to go? Said, yep, let's go. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, man. To you, how has the sneaker culture been to you?
To me, the sneaker culture's been good. I feel like since I've started collecting sneakers back in 2016, it's been through so many different changes. You know what I mean? And all of these milestones, like I think we saw a real shift when COVID happened. Reselling it was always a thing, but it started to get a lot more aggressive. And then got situations like when Kobe died, the sneaker world changed, right? And the sneaker culture to me has been, pretty consistent, but it's definitely gone through its changes.
Yeah. When Kobe died, it was crazy. It was everything switched up. The prices skyrocketed, and it's sad.
It really is.
It's sad. Especially for those people that, genuinely just wanted to cop a pair. Now you're trying to buy Kobe's for $500-$600.
Ridiculous.
Even what was it, Kobe, the Protros, they were like, I think one day they were like $150. The following day they were like $350, $375. So everything was in shambles. Like you said, shambles. It's crazy.
Even like the GR Kobe's. I remember Kobe had his little one-off, like the Kobe ADs or the he had a couple different ones. And you got these shoes that used to go on sale that people are paying $200-$300 for. I'm like, bro, nobody even wanted to play basketball in those.
No.
You know what I mean? And now you've got because of his passing, people just trying to turn a profit.
Oh yeah. Kind of the dark side of the whole sneaker, having sneakers and being into the sneaker culture, dark side of it. Have you ever had a wild moment like when trying to get a release?
Oh, dude, all the time. Man, I can't tell you how many altercations I've been in. Like, I guess I wouldn't say trying to get a release, but having to deal with the releases, and it's a shoe that I also get, right? Like, people screaming at me because there was one situation when I was living in San Francisco, a pretty hot Jordan had dropped, and I would always make my staff, whoever wanted the shoe, if you won the employee raffle, you bought it before the store even opened. You come in early, you buy your shoes, and could have been a bad idea on my part, but my assistant manager was like, we got the shoes, let's put them on. It's release day. I was like, you know what? That'd be cool, right? Get together, take a squad picture, right? It'd be cool. First person through the line, immediately y'all are backdooring. It's effing this and effing that, trying to get into my face. And that was just, one of the instances. Like I said, I thought it'd be cool. Me and my employees all rocking the release day shoes, took a picture, and first person in front of the store just started throwing it, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. That was weird.
Yeah.
Never heard that shit. What does it sound like? Just
Something like
a firework?
Maybe. Yeah.
As long as my house isn't catching on fire, I think we're solid. Okay. Okay, so release. Life on the move. So you mentioned you moved to Salinas, right? So after Salinas, where are we going to?
Back to San Jose. This time was in Salinas was at JD, so I don't know.
JD Sports.
Right. For those of you that don't know, 2017 JD Sports, a UK shoe company, came into the United States and bought Finish Line because Finish Line was kind of on a downward trend. Mm-hmm. We were really known as like the store to go for the steals and deals, and we get the occasional retro. Right. JD came in, completely changed the game. And when I moved back to San Jose, I took over a JD. It was the first ever JD in Northern California. Huge, massive store. And I took over as part of a promotion for that because the store manager there got promoted as well. So that took me back to San Jose, just in a little bit bougier of a mall.
Yeah. After that, where are you moving to?
After that, we're going to San Francisco.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what took you to San Francisco?
Bigger store, more money.
Bro, so with all these moves, like, you're okay with moving, right? You're a bachelor. You're living life to the fullest. Did it affect you in any way?
Yeah, packing up and moving all the time. Like in your head, you're like, man, I'm going to all these different cities. I'm living my best life. But having to physically pack up and move all of your shit is a pain in the ass. I didn't have a lot of stuff, right? Because it's just me. But like my sister was there every single time I got up and moved, make a phone call, it's time to go again, and she's there with me with the U-Haul going. So it was didn't affect me necessarily in a negative way, but it was just like after so many times, my sister's like, dude, you need to find somewhere and stay put. You know what I mean?
Is that after that? When did you get to Vegas?
After San Francisco.
After San Francisco. Yeah. You stayed there for a little bit longer?
In San Francisco was just about a year, a little over a year.
And in Vegas?
In Vegas, same, from November to November.
That's crazy, bro. Me personally, someone that's, I can adapt, but to be able to adapt like you did, I don't think I'd be able to. It's just, it takes a different level of headspace. It really does.
It's like, I loved it and I hated it, right? Because I loved it because I got to experience so many different things, so many different cultures and people. And, I got my name out there, right? Everybody in the West Coast from JD Sports knew who I was, good, bad, or whatever. Everybody knew my name because you need something, somebody needs help, pick up the phone, call Casey, and he's going to be right there, So in my career, what I made myself move in all this was also stability for my stores because I ran a good store. So they knew, well, we need Casey to go over here for a week. He can step away because my store's going to run itself. You know what I mean? So that was also, a plus for me is I was, a phone call away from everybody.
Yeah. But does it still run in your mind? Like, does it still go through your head, or even at this time in your life where you're like, did I make the right decision? Like, if this is this something I still want to continue doing? Do I want to go back to school? I mean, obviously you finished school, so like, do you want to continue to pursue something else? Like, were you happy doing what you were doing?
Yes and no, man. I loved my job. I really did. I couldn't ask for a better gig as far as, the opportunities that I had, right? I don't know many people outside of anybody joined the military who got to move around as much as I did at the age that I did, right? I was up in a new city every year for a very long time.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
And I wouldn't say that I would think to myself if I made the right choice, but more so if I would have been a little more patient, right? Because my boss, the minute he called me asking if I wanted to go somewhere,
gone.
I was gone. No second thought, no hesitation, like, send me the U-Haul, I'm gone. But I definitely think that I would have been a little better off, or I honestly may have still been with the company had I said no once or twice.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that your boss did that purposely?
Yeah.
Because he knew Casey would be like, yeah, fuck it, let's go.
Yep, 100%. And
took advantage of it.
Yeah, and it's, you can look at it both ways, right? I look at it as like, nobody's going to do it as good as he is. He's the first number that we need to call, as well as nobody else is going to do it but him, right? Casey's the only one that's going to move. Is he going to do right? We don't know. Send him anyway, because he's going to be the one that says yes. Because nobody wanted to move. You know what I mean? All of these people that have been with the company forever, they're cool with being the store manager, making their, $21, $22 an hour, getting their overtime, all that stuff. They're comfortable, which is not a bad thing, but I was never comfortable. And I was also the only one that was willing to pack up and move across the state, out of the state,
Yeah.
Did they think I was going to do a good job?
Who knows? But as far as like you being the one that's going to be there, yeah, you were there.
Yep. Reliable.
Did you ever sit down and have a conversation with your boss about that?
No, he was, before I could actually get a chance to talk to him about it, because it was coming. He was my boss when I first moved to San Francisco, and then there was a realignment. So a couple stores went to a different district manager, and then so on and so forth. And when I got the opportunity to go to Vegas after I got that phone call, I had called him, and he basically told me not to do it, which was crazy because this is a guy that had called me all the time. It was like, got an opportunity, let's go. And not long after that, he was let go by the company, and I haven't really had a chance to sit down with him. We still talk here and there. We have each other on socials, and he'll hit me up, and I have every intention of going to see him. He lives in Hanford, and I haven't really had an opportunity to sit down and be like, why me? Yeah. Right? What made me so special?
And be honest, be honest about it, because I remember I had one conversation. I had just started at a new company. I had a conversation with the manager that had been there for quite some time, and I was always a yes man. Like, you need me to do something, I'll do it. Obviously, I was new, so I'm trying to lay a footprint kind of thing. And that manager came up to me and said, hey, don't say yes to everything. Like, if you feel like you got to say no, then say no, because this dude's asking you to do it because he knows you're going to say yes. And it's not even knowing your worth, because obviously you know what you're worth, but it's just knowing the value of time and how precious time is or should be to you. And I don't know, man. It's just crazy to be able to. I mean, I could only imagine how many birthdays you missed. I could only imagine how many family events you missed. So I feel like that's what hurts the most, as opposed to just getting up and leaving, going to another city.
Yeah, man. Birthdays, holidays, family events, graduations, man. Everything. And especially like working retail too, you don't get holidays off, right?
No,
that's not how it works. Especially as a store manager, you got to be there when it's the busiest, and of course that's holidays. That's when families are taking their 3-day weekends. I didn't get that, right? Working at JD, I was lucky if I ever got a weekend, let alone one day off, right? It was rough for sure, but I mean, the experience, I I would say was worth it. I got a lot of valuable experience, got me to where I'm at now, and I'm pretty thankful for it.
Yeah, you gotta take it as a positive. You can't change the past,
Right?
Casey, so you're a raver?
Yeah.
Bro, talk to me about that, bro, please.
Dude, that's oh my God. Aside from the sneaker culture, man, it's my favorite culture. I love the atmosphere that it brings, and the camaraderie that you get with other people that you would normally like not associate yourself with at all. And what I mean by that is I'm part of a ton of groups, and recently in one of the groups, people are posting a picture of them at like their day job and a picture of them at a festival, right? And so you've got this one guy that stuck with me, man, is head to toe, suit and tie, clean cut, clean shaven, and the picture of him at the rave is him half naked in a Speedo, right? You would never assume that the lawyer representing you in court is probably taking Molly on the weekend at EDC. You know what I mean? And whether you think that's good or bad, I just think it breeds such a sense of companionship and belonging. You know what I mean? To know that other people are doing the same thing.
How'd you get into it? Like what's the story behind that?
So I was never really big into raving until I like just jumped in and did it. So my homie Kevin, who also used to work for JD, had introduced me to Hard Summer. 2021 was my first raves, my first Hard Summer. And Hard Summer, you can't even like, it's a music festival. It's not really like a rave. And he's like, hey, let's go do this. It's in LA. It's the weekend kicking off summer, right before school starts. So me, him, and our other homie went to Hard Summer 2021, and that was arguably the most fun I've ever had in my life.
And that was it. You were
that
hooked.
Was it.
I've never had a chance to rave or even go to a festival. Me personally, obviously, I feel like I'd have fun because they have great lineups.
Yep.
Like you see the lineups and you're like, oh, these are the dudes that I listen to, girls that I listen to on the daily.
Yep.
So I think I'd like to try a festival maybe one day. For sure.
And that's another thing too, is the variety of artists, dude. Like I saw Lil Uzi and Megan Thee Stallion in the same night.
That's crazy.
Like where else can you do that? You know what I mean? And then 10 feet away is Sean Paul, right? Like, so many different things and so many different artists. And then in the same night, you've got your DJs, right? Like DJ Snake, who's playing all that stuff over there. And it's just such a mixture of everything. You got everything for everybody.
Yeah, I see all these posts on Instagram and Snapchat, Facebook of people going and stuff like that. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Right? It looks like you have a good time. And then you started getting blasted too, bro. Mm-hmm. What? Who's this Casey? The Casey I met was this little dude, nice, genuine, like very like look a little close-minded, and then you just blossom like a fucking butterfly, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, you sound like my mom, dude. Where's my son at, right? I don't know, man. I finally got the chance to get, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but like to get out of Bakersfield and to really discover who I was and who I wanted to be as a person, right? Because I was a real shy, timid guy, and I moved away, and I was living with roommates at the time, and my roommates were both loud and obnoxious in a good way, and they forced me to come out of my shell and to go do things because it was just either gym, sleep, work, right? Yeah. And then my homie Kevin, with the whole Hard Summer situation in 2021, just opened my eyes to realize there's more than just eat, sleep, work.
Did Kevin used to work at the Finish Line in Bakersfield as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember talking to Kevin a couple times.
Yep. And he's from LA, and he moved to Bakersfield, moved back to LA, then he moved to Colorado. He was in Denver for a minute.
Damn. Was it a culture shock every single time you moved? Did you ever compare it back to Bakersfield? Because obviously you lived in Bakersfield your entire life.
Yeah, dude. It's from city to city in the Bay doesn't vary like too much, but the Bay to Bakersfield could not be more different. Could not be more different. The weather,
so sad, right?
The people, yeah.
A lot more assholes here.
A lot more open-mindedness in the
Over
Bay.
there, yep.
And for certain things, but it's just a whole different culture and atmosphere.
We're in a hole, bro. I feel like I've had this conversation time and time again that Bakersfield is just in a hole.
Yeah. Like
everybody's closed-minded. Everybody wants to shit on you. Everybody wants to believe that they're better than somebody else, and it's not the case.
Right.
You know, it shouldn't be like that. But who are we to tell people what to do, right? Everybody's got their own mindset and shit.
Entitled to how they want to feel.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. That's crazy. Vegas. Did you like living in Vegas or no?
It was okay.
Did you party a lot when you lived in Vegas?
Yeah. Yeah, I partied myself out the first probably like month I was there, man. When I moved out there, my sister again helped me move. My homie came along and spent that whole weekend just thrashed. I worked, and then my sister and my brother-in-law's anniversary had come up, their engagement anniversary, so they came to Vegas, and we were thrashed. And then it was my other homie, hey, coming to Vegas Memorial Day weekend, get home, party, thrashed. And I'm just like, man, it was every weekend somebody was coming, and since I lived there, I had to be like the tour guide. You know what I mean? And I loved it, but at the same time, it was like, damn, dude, I got working like a dog, and then going to get trashed, and then coming back to work. It was a lot.
That store was sick, though. That was a JD Sports, right?
Yeah.
That store was absolutely sick that you worked at. Was Allegiant already built when you were there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegiant was built.
I could only imagine how much traffic that brought, too.
Dude, it was the stadium itself brought a ton of foot traffic. It felt like I saw more of the visiting team than I ever did see Raiders fans. And now that's probably out of spite, because if I was an Oakland Raiders fan, I wouldn't want to go to Allegiant either. But like, they played the Steelers, and I saw nothing but Steelers fans. They played the Browns. I saw nothing but Browns fans. Hardly ever saw any Raiders fans.
Yeah. Everybody's in Oakland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like Oakland fans don't travel, bro. You know, it's sad for them. I don't go fuck.
That's all they had.
Yeah, that's all they had. That's besides, and now the A's are in Oakland.
Dude.
It's crazy. Crazy. Who do you root for? The Colts?
For football, I'm a Commanders fan.
Commander, that's what it is. Yeah, fuck the Commanders. I remember that shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's good. Hey, you're loyal, though. You're faithful. You're loyal to the T.
Yeah, it's been rough.
And now you got a sick-ass team, bro. And it only got better.
Dude,
it only got better.
I try not to. I've been so, like, nonchalant about it this past season, right? Because I'm not going to lie, dude. I was low-key a Jaden Daniels hater. Low-key. Because of all of the heartbreak. And, like, I rode the RG3 train hard. That man was, like, the second coming of Christ. When he got hurt, I was, like, it broke my little, 14-year-old heart.
When he Peter Griffined?
Yeah. And Jaden Daniels comes along, and even my homie Kevin, who I keep talking about, he was like, you got a good one. Like, that man at LSU is a dog. And I was like, whatever, dude. It's going to be another first-round bust. Just like, RIP, but just like Dwayne Haskins, right?
Oh,
Didn't work out.
Yeah, RIP.
And sure enough, that dude came in and just took the roof off of the place.
Lit it up.
And I'm just in, like, shock and awe. My dad's a Commanders fan, too. We're sitting, like, watching these games. I'm like, what team is this? Yeah. This is not the Washington team that we grew up watching.
Yeah, I'm excited for what's to come for that kid. You can tell he's humble, and he's got a good head on his shoulders, and the talent that man has is insane. He's got an arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully the Cowboys beat him, though. That's all I care about, just like last season.
With 1-1. Yep. 1-1.
Yep. I can honestly say that was the best game I've ever seen the Cowboys play, and it had to be against you guys.
It's always the division games, man.
Yeah, bro. Are you planning on going to any games this year at all?
Yeah. The Commanders are coming to L.A. They're playing the Chargers.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's a good, easy win for you guys.
Hopefully.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be an easy one for you guys. Yeah, fuck the fucking Chargers.
Yeah.
You put what surprised me, obviously, Casey. Well, it's not a surprise, but what really took me. I don't know. I feel like this topic for me is very near and dear to my heart. But mental health and recovery. Obviously, I love it. I never intend for this podcast to go this way, but I love it because, like I was telling my wife, I feel like nobody ever talks about it, and if they do, it's. You hear from these people that are famous and stuff like that. Obviously, they're real people, but in our little community, in our culture, because we're both part of the culture here in Kern County and Bakersfield, nobody talks about it, bro. So what is mental health and recovery for you?
Man, I've always been a huge advocate for mental health awareness for everybody,
right? This month being Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, right? And, you know, LGBTQIA plus Awareness Month is just, it's, you know, it's tough to talk about because, like you said, the culture here in Bakersfield is very, like old school, right? You know what I mean? Don't talk about your feelings, put your head down at work kind of situation. Well, that doesn't work for everybody, right? And when you have situations like myself, right, where you don't have anybody to talk to and you don't know the outlets and the resources for you to get the help that you need, despite the fact that you've got an entire family around you, you know what I mean? It like feeling alone in a room full of people is the worst feeling in the world, right? And that's what mental health awareness is to me, is just, you know, sharing the resources and making sure that people know that they're not alone, because that's really it's the straw that breaks the camel's back for most people.
I've been in there. I've been in those situations, and it sucks. And I think the toughest thing is not only not knowing the resources, but even when you know the resources, you don't go after them sometimes. I've never, right? But that's my fault, you know. But it's also big thanks to my wife, because she's been there. We've been together 16 years now, and she's been through all my struggles. What kind of struggles did you face?
Man, it was going through it right after I graduated high school. You know, is when I was thinking about joining the military. I met with the recruiter. Is when I went on my weight loss journey. It was just like, it was one thing after another. I went through a really bad breakup. My parents had just gotten back together after getting divorced, and my grandfather passed away. My sister, her best friend had just taken her life, and it was like, you know, one thing after another. I was working 40, 50 hours a week. I was a full-time student, so I didn't have time to process everything that was going on around me. And it all kind of just came to a head, like one of those, you know, boil over situations, I guess, for lack of a better term. And 2018, I guess, is really when it all came to a head. And I, you know, it exploded, right? I'm going to get very candid here. I tried to take my own life in 2018, and obviously it didn't happen, but it was at that moment when I realized if I would have followed through, nobody would have known that I didn't want to, right? And that's what made me want to do better, not only for myself, but for my family, right? And pursue better mental health. You know what I mean? Get myself better. I wanted to be better for me, for my family, for, you know, I've got cats, right? For my cats, of all things. I was trying to hold on to everything that I could to keep me pushing, you know?
You know, before you even said anything about the topics that you wanted to talk about, before I even sent it to you, the other day, 2 days ago, I was actually sitting in my car. And I was thinking, I tried to do the same thing. I tried to do it 4 years earlier than you, 2014. And the other day, or a couple of days ago, I was thinking to myself, I was like, how big of an impact would it have been if it really happened? Like, how many people would I have affected? Like, who would have remembered me? What would I have been remembered for? And looking back at that time, obviously everything happens for a reason. And, you know, thank goodness everything worked out the way it did. So now I'm sitting here today, and I'm still contemplating it, not doing it, but like asking myself, like, why didn't I? Like, why was I put in that position? Like, was it my fault? Was it things that were going on around me? You know, and not to play the blame game, because I've kind of gone past playing the blame game like I have in the past. But yeah, man, you think about those things, and you think about them constantly, and no matter what, no matter how old we get, we're going to always think about them, you know? So I'm glad you didn't do it, obviously, and I'm glad you're sitting here today. And I don't know, man, like my wife's always said, everything happens for a reason. And I've always wanted to ask since I started this thing, because one, you're a genuinely nice guy. Two, we kind of stopped talking abruptly, and I have a lot of regrets in my life, and that's one of them. You know, I have a list, so I just wanted you to know that I appreciate you, you know, and everything you've gone through, everything you've experienced. Like, that's dope. You've lived life to the fullest, and you're going to continue to do so. So yeah,
That means a lot, man.
It's my piece.
It really does. You know, to go from just meeting for the first time and not having talked for so long, and now sitting back here like nothing has changed. You know what I mean? That just goes to show how, you know, how the relationship goes.
Yeah.
Right? And I appreciate it.
Yeah, and there's no love lost, bro. There never has been, and it's gonna continue being that way. So, have you gone some help, and have you continued to get help?
Yeah. I dove into therapy for a very long time. My recruiter while I was in the military was functioning as my not while I was in the military, but while I was going through that whole process, was functioning as my therapist, helping me talk through that whole situation. And I'm a huge advocate for therapy. I think it gets looked down upon. People are like, nah, I don't need it, or people think it'll make you look crazy for talking to a therapist, but it really could be everything that you need, you know?
You know, when I was younger, I was telling my mom that I was depressed. Like, I would preach to her like I'm depressed, like I'm sad, like help me. Like, what do I do? And my mom, for the longest, and I love my mom. My mom's my best friend. My mom would tell me, "You're fine. Like, it's just a mental, state of mind, and you're good. Like, sleep it off, kind of shit."
Right. You don't have anything to be sad about.
Yeah, a couple years ago, my mom was talking about being depressed and about dealing with anxiety. And I looked at her, I was like, do you not remember when I would tell you this shit? Like, do you not remember when I would tell you, like, hey, I'm pleading to you, please, like, get me help? And it just wouldn't happen. So, obviously, my mom's an old school Mexican, and she's very hard-headed. But it's just, it sucks, but it comes full circle. You know what I mean? And just get help, bro. Just, I'm a hypocrite because I've never gotten actual help from a therapist. I've always talked about going to go get therapy for other things in my life, like my daddy issues that I have and stuff like that. But I've never actually gone to go get help, and I've always told my wife, like, I'm gonna go, but I just haven't.
It could, at least for me, man, having an objective lens, right? Somebody that you don't know, somebody that is there for you, hearing a different perspective, right, is nice. And just having an outside opinion, right, is refreshing to hear, because
someone to play devil's advocate. You know what I mean? Someone that give you, like you said, the other side of things, and really, like, open your mind and make you see things a different way than what we're doing.
Right.
I think that's very important. Very, very important.
Absolutely.
What are some of the hardest changes that you faced as of late?
Moving back to Bakersfield was tough. I was one of those people. I was like, never gonna come back home, right? I don't want to be in Bakersfield. And it took me a long time to realize, like we had mentioned earlier, all the birthdays that I've missed, all of the holidays, the family events, and I was honestly kind of missing them out of spite, right, when I was moving away for so long. And it took my sister, having my nephew, really, for me to realize there's nothing wrong with coming home, right? Nothing wrong with being back in Bakersfield and, finding a root back where I, uprooted myself.
You know what? Now, I didn't grow up in Bakersfield, right? I grew up in Arvin. So transitioning from living in Arvin or transitioning from living in Santa Maria, which is where I grew up, to moving to Arvin, which was a giant culture shock, to now moving to Bakersfield. I can honestly say Bakersfield's not too bad, but I've lived here pretty much my entire life, right? I've been closed-minded for a very long time. Yes, I've traveled, and yes, like, I've seen places, and yes, like, I'd rather live somewhere else half of the time. For example, summers. Fucking hate summer here.
Oh, dude.
But those experiences, like, you don't see it this way, or you may not see it this way, but people live through you. People live through your experiences. People live through your travels, and I'm glad I was able to experience that with you in a sense. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate you for taking me out of Bakersfield for a bit, for a good couple years.
And I appreciate you, coming along with the journey for as long as you have. It's been, different, but fun, for lack of a better term. Man, it's but like you talking about summers, dude. This is my first summer back in Bakersfield, and God knows how long, and I'm like, can't shed enough layers.
Yo, but hold on. What's the worst summer, Bakersfield or Vegas?
Bakersfield.
Really?
By far, dude. So I lived on the Strip, and I worked on the Strip. So I didn't really go too far outside of that.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just because, like, all the shade and, like, AC and, like, misters or whatever, it never felt like it got that hot, or to the point where I would, like, need to have 3 fans going at the same time.
Well, Vegas is hot, bro, period.
Yeah, but I don't know if I just hit one off summer, man, but it wasn't that bad, dude. It really wasn't.
Huh. That's weird. Like I'd compare Vegas to like Arizona heat.
It was dry. It was the desert, but like it wasn't unbearable the way that I feel like it is here. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, bro. I fucking hate Vegas in the summer. Hate it. I've gone once in my entire life. Never again, bro. Never again. I won't go to Vegas in the summer. I'm a big guy, and it sucks for big guys.
That's true.
Yeah, bro, true. It's very true. Got to wear layers upon layers in my t-shirt so I don't got to sweat through it, bro. Mm-hmm. That's what I got to deal with. You know what I mean? So I'd rather be there in the fresh, the cold, like cuddled up. Like that's what I want, man. That's what I want. You wrote a favorite quote.
Yeah.
Do you know it?
Yeah.
Can you say it?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to say it?
Yeah, you go ahead.
So your favorite quote is, what is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort? What does that quote mean to you, Casey?
Man, that quote is like my whole adult life's journey, right? Like growing up, experiencing everything that I experienced, seeing everything that I've seen is like, would you rather make the effort to be a good person, or would you rather just like be born that way? You know what I mean? And like where that quote says, would you rather overcome the hardships through great effort, or would you rather be just given an easy life? Right? I think it was JFK. Don't pray for easy lives. Pray to be a stronger man. Right? That's what that means to me. You know what I mean? You go through the hardships and you go through the challenges, and it brings you out a stronger man at the end of it. And I would rather have endured what I endured, gone through what I went through, to be the person that I am today, as opposed to being able to just skate by and not had to deal with any of that and not have it make me who I am. I wouldn't have those experiences to share, any of those stories to tell.
How did your parents take it when you were going through your battles, personal battles?
Not well. My mom and I have a much better relationship now, but after that whole situation happened, the first thing out of her mouth was, well, it's not my fault. And that was like a knife to the chest, right? And, my dad, thankfully, was in my corner, and it breaks my heart because he asked me, well, what do I need to do to be a better dad, right? And my dad is my best friend. I love that man. He was able to help me through it and, help me get help, as well as my own, fortitude to want to get help. But that's really just fighting with my dad, because he, is one of those old school dudes where he never had the time to have emotions, right? Man worked 2 jobs most of my life to support his family. So to hear him and to see him be an advocate for me to get better was everything I needed in my corner.
That's perfect for you. That's a perfect experience for you too, though, because now you have a strong-willed father, right? You have a father that, like you said, has worked 2 jobs, has just been busting his ass his entire life, and yours to give you a better life. Yeah. Now, for him to actually buckle down and for him to actually show effort into helping you change or get the help that you need is amazing.
Yep.
Right. So now you can look at your dad in a different way, but like in a more uplifting way. You know, my dad's not a hard ass. You know, my dad's got a heart. You know, my dad's here for me. You know, so and it's crazy that you say that, man, because I don't have that type of relationship with my old man, right? So I'm living through my daughter, right? So the way my dad acts with my kid, like that's what I wish I had. But now as a old ass man, like I'm living through my kid, like the way he treats her, the way he buys her shit, the way he has these conversations with her and asks for her, like I'm living through that. So I'm glad that you're getting that kind of experience and that kind of happiness in your life, dude. I really am. Every man needs that. You know, every man, every woman needs that.
Absolutely.
Super dope, bro. That's super dope. And I'm glad your relationship with your mother is getting better. What about your sister? Because after everything you've said today, your sister sounds like your best friend.
Again, dude, yeah, my sister has been in my corner since day one. And it's funny because when I was a baby, when I was just born, I was on my sister's hip 24/7, right? And my dad, he would always tell my sister, "That's not your baby. Like, give me back my baby," right? And now my sister, my nephew is now 6 months old, and she's like, "Well, you can't take this one away from me." So she's getting to live, you know, her like being able to have me as a baby through my nephew, because it's funny enough, I look more like my nephew than my brother-in-law does. He's a tall brown man, and my nephew's as white as I am. So
genes run strong, bro.
Dude,
Genes run strong.
My niece is a spitting image of my sister, who's a spitting image of my mother, who's a spitting image of my grandma, and now my nephew came out looking. It's crazy.
I hate it, bro, because that's how my kid is too. She looks just like her mom, her mom looks just like her dad, and so on and so forth. Like, I don't know what it is, man. I know my genes are weak. She's got my personality, but I know my genes are weak. It's just, it makes you feel a little inferior a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Women run the family, man.
Facts, bro.
Facts. What's one more layer to it, right?
Right, man. So I'm gonna hit you with a couple like I don't know, got like spitfire questions, I guess. Favorite sneaker?
Sneaker, like model or specific
silhouette?
Like silhouette, Jordan 4s. Right
Jordan
now,
4s.
probably.
Right. Oh, right now.
Right now.
Were you ever in the SB? The SB.
I went through an SB phase. Phase. I have the SB 4s, but I went through my Nike SB phase for a cool minute. I have the only collab shoe I have are the Travis Scott SBs.
Oh yeah. I wanted those too. Yeah, and I wanted the Ben and Jerry's. I didn't get the Ben and Jerry's,
I didn't either.
I fucking called everywhere and I fucking couldn't get them.
Yeah.
God damn it. Your least favorite shoe? You can't say the Pandas either.
No, I was gonna say New Balance, man. I'm not in the hype, dude.
What?
I'm not bought in, bro.
What?
I'm not bought in.
Why?
It's the silhouettes, man, is just not. It's not my style, and it's just.
Bro,
I never bought into the chunky shoe. Like
many
wave.
people are just gonna unsubscribe, bro. What the fuck? Why?
I never bought into it.
Asics?
No Asics, no Adidas, no Yeezys, nothing, man. I don't know what it is, man. I've been checks over everything my whole life.
Yeah. I got these on sale, bro. Come on, bro. I wear them to work, bro. Why you gotta talk shit for? Why you gotta talk shit for? How do you still get your sneakers now? Do you still got connects everywhere?
Yeah. I still got homies that work for the whole company that are able to, like if I really want it that bad, you know what I mean? I'd hit them up, be like, hey, yo, let me get that.
What are your thoughts on the reimagines that are coming out right now?
Which ones?
On any of them, all of them.
Oh, I like them.
You like the reimagines?
I do. Yeah, I like them all. The most recent reimagines, those UNC ones, dude, they're sitting everywhere. I thought
they're cheaper on StockX, bro.
Dude, I thought those were so crazy. And a lot of the shoes that I'm getting now, right, like the reimagined UNCs, I got them because I couldn't get the UNCs that came out in 2016.
Yeah.
Right? The white cement 4s that just came out. I got those because I couldn't get those when they came out in 2015.
Yeah.
Right? The metallic 5s, right? Couldn't get those when I wanted them when they first released, so I'm getting the remaster.
And why buy 10-year-old shoes?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Everybody can say, "Oh, well, they got the Nike swoosh in the back, and instead of the Jordan logo." But why buy 10-year-old shoes?
Right. Exactly. And then in the same vein, I've got shoes that I was able to get when they first came out that are now re-retroing. And that's a cool feeling to have. Like the 2018 white cement 3s, got those, beat the dog shit out of them, and they just re-released. And now I got the cool shiny new pair, and it's got Nike.
Do you like the Jordans that are coming out with like the Balvin collabs and the?
I do. Super cool.
Who else? That's the only one I can really think of right now. But like the Balvin collabs, they're pretty dope, no?
I got the Balvin 2s.
Okay.
The blue ones with the little light up tongue. Mm-hmm. Those were hella cool. Yeah. I wish I could have got either of the Balvin 3s, but
yeah, those are the creamy looking ones, right? The creamy ones. Yeah.
They have a black pair too.
Yeah, I saw those.
Yeah.
What's your if you had to wear like Jordans or Nikes, like what do you prefer? Jordans or Nikes? Like Jordans between the one in, I don't know, the 14s, 15s. After that, they're pretty bunk.
Jordans, honestly, I feel like, Nike's got a ton of versatility, but I feel like Jordans also have a ton of versatility, and that's just what I have the most of. The only Nikes I really wear are like my running shoes and then Dunks.
At work, are you the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan every day?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good, bro. That's good.
It's cool. I'm thankful to also work for another job where I don't really have a dress code, so I can put my shoes on.
Yep, exactly. Or even if you had a dress code, you could always wear the sneaks. Mm-hmm. That's what I do at work. Don't wear them all the time. Obviously, I don't have 300 pairs of shoes that I can wear wherever the fuck I want.
We're borderline like hobby to addiction, man. That line is getting thinner
now,
and thinner.
Are you gonna use an excuse one day, maybe when you get a significant other and you're kind of putting a limitation on you, you're gonna say, well, would you rather have me addicted to sneakers or
drugs,
cocaine?
Right? That's what I tell my parents, and I have that conversation almost on the daily, because I got a package showing up at my door, or I'm walking in with a Finish Line bag, and my dad is like, "You need help," and I'm like, "Well, would you rather me spend my money on shoes or drugs?"
Yep.
Because I got all my teeth, and I'm not causing you any problems.
Yep. And same thing. My mom talks shit about the fact that I'm still playing video games. And I say, would you rather have me playing video games at home or at the bar getting fucked up?
Right.
Probably at the bar getting fucked up. But it is what it is.
Hey, be how it be.
You got any final message for the audience at all?
Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. However you want to translate that, whether it be buying shoes or going to therapy, talking to your friends, getting on a podcast, just take care of yourself,
That's the best way to put it. Where can the people find you, Casey?
Instagram, CJMJ_52. It's my only social.
52, was that your football number when you were in high school?
Yeah, I was a big Ray Lewis fanboy.
Mine used to be 55, but I finally find one where I don't have to put a number in. It's unique, you know what I mean? So unique last name, I would say unique Instagram handle. Thank you. Honestly, like bullshit aside, paper aside, podcast aside, thank you for 1, opening up, 2, being yourself, 3, being here, taking time out of your day, and hanging out, man. I really appreciate it. Obviously, I'd liked to move forward from this and actually hang out outside and catch up, man. There's a lot of lost years that we got. So I appreciate you being on here for real.
Most definitely. I appreciate you reaching out and having me on here. Man, it's been a ton of fun. I enjoyed the experience, getting to catch up a little bit, you know what I mean? And see what...
First podcast, huh?
First podcast.
First of many?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, brother.